attention, ladies and gentlemen, come towards this is your Grand Admiral Arnold, director of the video gaming division here at the Galactic Empire. And today, we're going to be talking about some beginner free-to-play stuff. And in specific, the thing I want to talk a little bit about today is whether going after Phoenix or going after Separatists is going to be the better way to go. Now, if you guys have been following me, about 2 weeks ago, I started up a brand new, completely free-to-play account to kind of re-experiment with the beginning end of the game, because for the history of time, since about 2017 at least, everyone's been saying, even myself included, for many videos and just in general everywhere around the galaxy, we've been saying, go after the Phoenix first. We talked a little bit in depth a couple weeks ago about this, but this team is extremely easily farmable. However, a couple weeks ago, we started up this new project, and I'm like, I think there's a new opportunity to go after Separatists first. Very easily accessibly farmable, and a lot better than Phoenix at the beginning game, as we're going to see today. We're going to take this Separatist team into action in Arena, and they're going to be a lot more useful in the mid and late game especially. Phoenix has a big drop-off about mid-game. They start not being as viable, and mirror matches with Phoenix aren't quite exciting, if I can be honest. So how long did it take me to get to this point? So it's been about a little over 2 weeks, about 2 weeks or so, give or take. We're at level 51, and we have all these Separatists in the bag. And I got this team together about last week. So all these characters were kind of finally in place early last week. So it really only takes about 2 weeks to get a full Separatist team up and running for arena purposes. And we've already talked about this. The Separatists are going to allow you to get Padme a little bit earlier, or much earlier than if you go down the Phoenix route, because the Phoenix route, yes, they unlock a lot of legendaries, as we talk about, but the legendaries that they unlock are not as high quality compared to the Galactic Republic and Separatist characters that are in the game right now. And I absolutely love running this team in Arena. And my Arena shard, we had a lot of other people kind of start a new account because of my video, and I'm seeing other people are experimenting with it, and people have been telling me they're really enjoying the Separatists. Let me start off by explaining this team. This team is actually very easily accessible. Basically, the Genosian soldier, you're going to farm first because you kind of have access to it quite early, so you basically unlock this character very easy at the very beginning with your Cantina energy. Then once I had access to Magna Guard, which wasn't too far after the Genosian soldier, I am basically farming this character nonstop, hoping to get to 5 stars, and then eventually Count Dooku's Cantina energy node will eventually appear inside of Battle 6G, but I have to wait until I'm level 60 something. So in the meantime, I'm farming Magna Guard, but luckily Count Dooku, he has hard node battles, so it took about a week and a half to finally unlock Count Dooku free to play. There is this $4.99 pack. If I wasn't standing by my free to play pledge for this account, I would have bought it. $4.99 to speed the process for Dooku. It was a good buy, one of the better bundles in this game. And Count Dooku, he's one of the fastest characters in the game. So he's going to outrun your opponents, quickly get stuns and shocks, and he counterattacks, gets bonus Terminator. This guy is amazing at the end game. You guys see me using him all the time, and at the beginning game, it is no exception as well. And I got to say this. At the beginning, healers are so important. We kind of talked about this a while ago. Healers are very powerful at the beginning end of the game, and Dooku's leadership absolutely crushes and deletes the usefulness of healers, because once an enemy falls below 100% health, which is basically instantly, especially under level 50, there's no protection. So you take just 1 damage, boom, healing immunity applies, tenacity down applies, and you can't even resist this, and it's for 2 turns. So healers are going to waste their abilities. Talia, Jedi Counselor, Luminara, and they can't do anything. This is probably the most powerful leader at the beginning of the game. Of course, Hera's powerful as well with the Phoenix, but do not sleep on this. This is probably the best leadership you can possibly run at the beginning, because the other option that we have here is Newt Gunnery. Now, Newt Gunnery and Poggle, we farm Newt Gunnery out of Squad Arena and Poggle the Lesser out of the Galactic War. Not hard to farm, especially Poggle the Lesser. It's pretty easy to get these characters unlocked. And you have this other leader with Newt Gunnery, and I kind of want to talk about this for a second. Which leader, if you're going to go down the Separatist route, which leader should you be using? And Newt Gunnery, I like Newt Gunnery's lead at the end game, but at the beginning game, I'm not as big of a fan, mainly because you need to max up this leader ability to get extortion to spread like wildfire. And the thing is, without that, it's basically Newt Gunnery's lead isn't going to be as helpful. Yeah, you get a little bit extra speed and potency for each thing of extortion, but if you only can apply 1 extortion at a time, then it disappears because it doesn't spread around. It's not as useful. I'll show both Count Dooku and Newt Gunnery gameplay so you can see kind of how it works here. But even if you're not using the leadership, Newt Gunnery is still going to get a lot of use out of extortion, mainly with his unique ability. It's still doing a lot of stuff. Minus 19% speed. Actually, let's upgrade this even more. Now it's going to be minus 22% speed in offense. So I put it on someone, they're going to be super slow, not hitting as hard, and he has a revive mechanism. So nuke gun rate is fantastic, and then of course you get the mass assist going on. So although his leadership might not be as crazy at the beginning, once you finally level it up, and especially by the time you get that Omega on the leadership or whatever, this is going to be incredibly helpful for the Padme Amidala event. So at the beginning game, don't worry too much about his lead, but he is a fantastic character to be shooting after. And then Paga Lesser, he's got a self-cleanse. Eventually, he'll be able to dispel buffs on everybody, but right now, it doesn't really work at the low level like that. Ability block, helpful, and you can also target assist. I always call Count Dooku to assist, or Magna Guard to quickly get a taunt off. And then good old Magna Guard, his taunt is super persistent. I'm actually going to upgrade this even more because once he taunts, it's very difficult for the opposing team to stop them in their tracks. So I guess before we start actually hopping into some battles, what I want to say is that if you're looking for a fun team, it's going to get you access to a lot of stuff, and that's also going to be a lot more usable in the long run. The Separatists, so far in my testing and experience in my past couple weeks in the free-to-play account, it's been a complete blast. They get through Galactic Warriors and all that just fine, and they handle Phoenix teams very well. And what we're going to do is we're going to go battle up against the Separatists, or a Phoenix team right here. Now, this team has a gear, what is it? That's a gear, what is that? Gear 8 or 7, whatever the case may be. Phoenix and Separatists are actually pretty competitive against one another. And Chopper versus the Dooku battle, it's a very important battle. The hope is we can try to get an early stun and shotgun him, boom. Chopper he was about to take a turn, but because Count Dooku is so fast and we both have access to mods, I'm able to get my Count Dooku to go kind of early here. The Phoenix and Separatist battle, I'm not going to say that the Phoenix are garbage or anything like that. The Phoenix are still very competitive against the Separatists at the very beginning, but the thing is, we have the upper hand. The Separatists are going to be a lot better in the long run of the game compared to the Phoenix because eventually there's that drop-off point, but at the beginning, they're pretty competitive. In Squadron, let's go ahead and take that taunt off. Boom, there we go. He's not going to do much. Might as well try to delete Kanan, so that way they don't get any sort of counterattacks anymore, because once Kanan's out of the picture and Chopper, it gets a lot easier. I will say the protection up and all that stuff, those are the buffs that kind of make Dooku's job a little bit tougher because we don't have too much to control that. Luckily, we have like singular buff dispels here and there, and hopefully we can try to take out Kanan before he gets backup plan. Boom! The Phoenix versus Separatist battle is so much easier. The Separatists have the upper hand at the beginning a little bit. I mean, Phoenix could be competitive. I suspect that Phoenix should be able to beat my Separatist team when I'm placed on defense, but just in general, man, I feel a lot better kind of telling people, all right, I've tested this for a while. I'm definitely enjoying the Separatists more. They're not sleaze bags up against the Phoenix. They're able to hold themselves up pretty well, and we're gonna pick up this battle basically with all of our characters. We might lose Maggie here, but other than that, we're gonna still pull off a pretty big win here. There we go. We're finally getting profit on our team because a lot of these mechanics that the Separatists have, keep in mind, these are endgame mechanics that the Phoenix haven't gotten touched since 2017. They're not gonna be as viable compared to the things like the Separatists. We have all these endgame mechanics. These guys had reworks within the past year. They're just a lot better. So the point being is that if you're trying to decide who should I go first at the beginning, Phoenix or Separatists, Separatists are just a lot more fun in my opinion. They're very good. They're getting all this content done much better than the Phoenix, I think. They're almost as accessible as the Phoenix crew as well. They're just going to be a lot better in the long run. That's my opinion. So what we're going to do is wait for Squad Arena to cool down, and then we're going to go and show you Newt Gunray instead of Count Dooku. Not a big of a fan, but I'm at least going to show you in case you want to see that you at least have some versatility, because really with the Phoenix, you only have one option, that's Hera. All right, so it's about to reset, ladies and gentlemen. One thing I want to point out real quick is that around level 50, which is what we're at, level 51, you're going to get access to mods. And I've already made a beginner tip guide. Click on the card in the top right-hand corner. One of the tips is don't neglect mods, because mods are going to help you a lot in arena, or at least keep you competitive. And if you're not doing mods, you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage. So make sure you're doing all these mod battles and make sure you farm some. Yes, these mods are not ideal for endgame, but at beginner game, it's gonna be important, because the goal is especially to amplify the pluses, or at least try to compensate for some weaknesses. And here, for example, Count Dooku, you want to try to make sure you give a lot of speed, because you want to make sure in those mirror matches with Phoenix, you go get your Count Dooku out before Chopper. And so make sure you try to find things like speed. Speed secondaries aren't going to be as impressive at these lower dot mods, but every little speed is going to help out. So just remember, do not neglect mods, because of mods kind of amplifying the viability of the Separatists, it's making a lot of these battles so much more manageable. So, and I also want to point out, another tip is to make sure you get above or kind of under the rank 1000. So you want to get past that 1000 threshold, because now we're finally getting good amount of reward to kind of make sure we're making our free-to-play experience a lot better. 1000 is the minimum, and you want to, of course, climb as high as possible. But on the free-to-play count, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get to the top end of Arena anytime soon. The Hyperdrive bundle completely broke the free-to-play experience, and everything is basically Jedi Revan, Darth Revan, and relics, and oh, it's a mess. I don't want to keep talking about this, but Capital Games, I want to reemphasize the free-to-play player experience is horrible at the beginning. So here we go. We're going up against a 4 or 5-star Phoenix team. I'm going to swap it out. Show you Newt Gunray in the lead as well. I still think Count Dooku might be a bit better, but maybe Newt Gunray is going to have a little bit of an edge against Phoenix because he's able to kind of have Extortion dispel buffs on characters. So here we go. We're going to hop into battle, and there's some speed bonuses. So who knows? I've been using Count Dooku in general. I think he's going to be the better team, but as people move away from healers, Newt Gunray is definitely going to be the way to go. So all right, here we go. At the beginning, we're going to try to go ahead, get that early stun and shock. There we go. We stopped him from taunting. Let's go ahead and go all in on Chopper because he's fast. He's going to keep putting out so many taunts out there. Now let's get Extortion in case Chopper eludes us. I want to make sure we pull the taunt off him right away. Kanan's not going to do much. Here we go. It's called a targeted assist over to Count Dooku. This team has triple assists. We have Poggle Lester, Newt Gunray, and Geonosian Soldier, which is fantastic. All right, we're kind of stuck in this situation now. So what we're going to do, try to feed a baby amount of turn meter to the whole team. As the cost, there we go. We got a little bit of turn meter. I'm going to save our buff dispel right here in case. So actually, let's just go ahead and try to stun Chopper. I'm just going to go all in on him. There we go. We got him taken care of. He got his, so you got the backup plan, yada, yada, yada. See, it gets a little tricky. I don't know how I feel about Newt Gunray and them. Let's just go ahead and just pop a hit over on Kanan. He's not going to hit us as hard. The Retribution is going to make this a lot more difficult. Can we get a stun? No stun, unfortunately. And with the Omega, they're going to be able to counterattack. Oh, I can't wait for getting all these little Omegas here and there. This is also 2 levels higher to me, so we are punching up a little bit here. Let's see if we can maybe get an ability block on Kanan. I don't want to go after Chopper. They have the Retribution. And because Extortion doesn't spread like wildfire until we get the Omega, it gets a little bit tricky. So there we go. They have the taunt, and now we're forced to go after the Retribution. Let's see. Hopefully we can try to get something in Extortion. Then he got the stuns. There we go. We got our stun here. That backup plan, the goal is to try to kill someone off before Hera feeds backup plan to the whole team. All right, let's go ahead and put the Extortion over on Hera, because the thing is, the AI, they like to prioritize all their specials beforehand. So eventually they're going to skip a turn. Look at that. They skipped their turn right there. It's kind of like a stun capability if you think about it. They're missing out on a turn here. All right, we're going to go all in on Kanan. Try to get that counterattack out of the picture. But even though the beginnings look a little bit ugly, we're making some progress. Let's get that Daze off of our Geonosian Soldier. He's going to take the last few punches. Getting that last attack out is very, very helpful. All right, we're going after Hera. The protection up has taken a little bit too long. Protection up is also very powerful at the beginning. Here comes the clans. There we go. Master Makache. And then we're going to go all in on Hera. No Extortion. Extortion, fortune doesn't really spread too much. Can we get a stun? Beautiful. And we're going to need some baby amount of turn meter. Newt Gunray's about to bite the dust, but he'll be back just like good old Santa Claus. Going after Hera. Come on, a little bit. Almost there. Let's go get Dooku for the assist. One hit. Can we get one more? No. All right, we're going to do another round of Extortion right here. Let's put it on Kanan so he loses the protection up. Yeah. And then let's go back on Hera. Come on. Almost there. All right, Newt Gunray, we got the revive. That's always helpful. Here we go. Just do basic, and here we go. I'm just going to do an assist just to play it safe. Boom. 4,500 damage. Man, bonkers damage. We never see damage like that. All right, now we're going to probably start working our way over on Kanan. Got the ability block. I'm feeling all right. Once we get the counterattack, I'll feel even better. Finally getting our mass assistant, and no stuns or anything like that. Come on, keep going. Kanan's, he's a chunky guy. He's a thick, because I'm probably assuming they have mods in them. Get rid of Kanan, and we can put on auto. So, I don't know. I definitely like having a Count Dooku lead better. Newt Gunray's got its benefits. We have the Extortion up and running. We're going to have to put this on auto because we're going to run out of time here. But I'll let you guys be the judge. I think until you get that Omega on the Count Dooku lead, so Extortion spreads a lot more, I think it's just best to go all in on the new gun or the Count Dooku leadership. It seems to be a lot more helpful because especially in Galactic War, I know we don't really talk much about Galactic War at the end game, but in Galactic War, there's a lot of healers, and Count Dooku makes it super manageable. And usually what I do for Galactic War is I do Count Dooku, Geo Soldier, Newt Gunray, Magna Guard, and then I throw in Talia or the heal, or you could do Jedi Counselor. So there we go. We beat Phoenix 2 times. This battle was a little bit messier. I think just without that Omega, having Extortion spread like wildfire, which makes him so amazing at the end game. I think Count Dooku is going to be the way to go. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Some intense Separatists versus Phoenix gameplay. So I guess the thing I want to say here is that I feel a lot more comfortable recommending Separatists. I told you guys if you're starting a new account a couple weeks ago, it's probably safer to go after Phoenix. But after a lot of testing, playing around the Separatists, seeing how easy they are to farm, I'm feeling a lot better to recommend the Separatists as a first farm. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you did enjoy the video. Comment down below. Are you loving the Separatist mod? Are you doing Separatists on a new account, or would you still recommend people go down the Phoenix route? Either way, Separatists or Phoenix, I think those are one of the two teams you gotta pick at the beginning of the game. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.